But if you have one child or 50, if you been fucking niggas before, if you let one nigga fuck you, you fell for the okie doke as well. You fell for the patriarchy that said that you needed to fuck a man, love a man, be with a man, at least try it. You fucked a man, okay? Okay? Let's get that out the way. Hello, and welcome to another episode of God's Domain Podcast, a special podcast, a safe space podcast, a podcast dedicated to healing, specifically for women, mothers, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying. This is a women's safe space because I believe we do not have enough of those. And I feel like in order for us to heal and reach the desired level of, liberation that we want, that's where it starts. So anyway, today's topic, last week we discussed shame. Okay, women and shame, which I think is the basis of a lot of the issues with the world. I feel like patriarchy is shame. It's based off shame. It breeds shame. It's shame. So today we are going to discuss that a little bit more because over the week, some topics came up on social media that got me to thinking, and I want to elaborate on this some more. Now, it is not lost on me that everybody want to be a white man. That's pretty much what it is. I have come to the conclusion that everybody is striving to be the oppressor. Everybody wants to oppress. Nobody wants to liberate, right? When we have these conversations, I'm sorry, I get tongue-tied. When we have these conversations about women building community spaces, safe spaces, like somewhere where women can really, when was the last time your shoulders just felt relaxed as a woman? Like you went somewhere and you just felt completely around other women that you just didn't feel like you were on your guard. Like, you know, you might have established some long-term friendships and you might have some good family relationships where there's all girls and stuff. You know, y'all can have y'all relationships and maybe you do feel comfortable. But I see more often than not, a lot of women have these issues. Now, my channel, my podcast is not to shame. My podcast is not to talk shit about women because I feel like this is what I'm here to talk about today. I feel like even within us, it's still just these hierarchies, and I'm so fucking sick of it because bitches still, they want to be white men. I'm gonna say bitches, I'm sorry. That's just, I say nigga too, like I'm just gonna say bitches. But people want to be the oppressor so bad. And until we get to the roots of that, like we're still operating in patriarchy. Like I thought a lot of us were like on the same page of understanding that in order for this world to replenish itself and heal itself, we need to be switching over towards matriarchy. So when we look at the word matriarchy is matriarchy would honor women and children. Everybody is a child. Everybody got a mama. Nobody would be here without a mama, right? Okay, your girl had some eyelash struggle and I didn't want to wrestle with that on camera. It's embarrassing. So anyway, I want to talk about some of the topics that came up and I expressed some of my thoughts about them on my social medias One of them, I think her name was, let me go to my TikTok. I think her name was Tatiana Williams. A lot of people were upset. I think the story was she was homeless living in a vehicle and 2 of her children passed away due to them being homeless. And then a lot of people brought up the fact that, there was a the homegoing funeral or whatever for the children that passed away. And then they caught footage of the mother and her family celebrating. So everyone was like, where was the family, when this was going on? Because they were also critiquing the fact that they were celebrating after 2 children had died. Shame, shame, shame. So my video in response to that, I said that I felt like families pop back up like that because in a sense they don't care if the children are alive or not. They let you fall, right? And there was some backlash in my comments about that because of course people speak from they speak from their experience in the world like it's the only experience. 2, people speak from a place of being triggered about things that bother them instead of really sitting with it, doing the shadow work, figuring out why that shit triggers you so bad and letting it go, right? And the reason I say people speak from a place of being triggered, and one could say, well, didn't you speak from a place of being triggered? When I made the video that I made, right, I was coming from a place of a lot of us women, as young girls, as young women, as young girls, we left the house with minimal education about our womanhood, about how sacred our womanhood is, how powerful we are. We left home probably with about a grain of rice of confidence. A lot of us have. And I know, so somebody's probably going to be triggered by this and be like, well, I grew up, my parents loved me. So happy for you. A lot of women didn't. A lot of women left their homes trying to find love until they learned that love was within them. I'm one of them people that's a little delayed in life. My neurodivergence diagnosis, as well as understanding that the love that I was seeking was the love that was within me. But I want to break this down to y'all. Because I'm also guilty of the shame, right? I've shamed women before. Like I said, like I am not an innocent person. But I have reached a part in my consciousness and awakening to know that we have to do so much work and we have to do better. And with the access to information that we have now and seeing and knowing what we know now, like I feel like you should do better. And there's a way to teach and help each other do better without being shameful and mean bitches. I think you can help your fellow woman without being a mean ass judgmental bitch to her. Don't you think? And I think she would be more susceptible to learning and listening to what you have to say if you weren't being a mean judgmental bitch either, right? Who would you listen to? Would you listen to the homegirls like, look, because look, a girl's girl, it was a TikTok, I gotta find her name, but a girl's girl, your real friend gon' keep it real with you. She ain't gonna bust you out in front of everybody and tell your business, but a real friend gonna be like, bro, you wrong. Yeah, but how, and let's fix it. And she gonna help you. She gonna help you if you really trying to fix it. I'm not saying you supposed to give a crutch to motherfuckers that's not trying to fix the problem. Y'all, I was scared. I thought I wasn't recording. Y'all talking for a good time. I got to make sure I pay attention. But I think I was going to talk about some things because I like to speak from experience, my experience, but I don't speak with a black and white lens from my experience because I know my experience isn't the only one. But I have observed a lot of other situations. I've been around, I've experienced a lot of things. And a part of my purpose is to speak on things so that we can reach a place of healing. And I believe that I believe it's happening now as we speak, right here as I'm recording this episode. People think that healing is just gonna be, hell, I thought that too. Like at the beginning, well, really it wasn't even the beginning. When you really start getting close, when you start awakening, bruh, sometimes you realize that shit's been happening all your life, to be honest. But when I was really consciously aware of what was going on, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be all butterflies and roses. Oh, look at all these flowers. I see all the butterflies. Baby, what they call it, like a dark night of the sun. Baby, beat my ass. I'm grateful for it, but and I'm joking about it now, but I think that that's why a lot of women run from the work. Because when you take the time to sit with yourself and listen, you sit and think about all the bad shit you done did. Think about all the good shit you done did. You think about all the hurt, all the pain. That's a hard thing to do. A lot of people run from that. A lot of people don't want to sit and do that. A lot of people don't want to sit and do that. A lot of people are fake as fuck. They don't even want to know who they are. They don't even want to know. They don't even want to know. So I'm appreciative for the time that I had to myself to really get to the nitty gritty. And I'm so grateful for it. That's why I'm not triggered by a lot of shit as much. And I'm not speaking like one of them high and mighty people that think I know everything. I know a healing journey. I'm going to be healing until I expire from this planet. I'm always learning, always growing, always learning different ways to love people, different, I'm open-minded to everything. That's my point. I might have got sidetracked. Y'all know I be guarded. I think I was going somewhere good. Hold on, let me see where I was. Let me see. So I was saying that I'm grateful for my time sitting with myself and doing research and reading and just understanding the whys and what's, and because the greater picture is we are all fighting amongst ourselves when there is someone else that we should be fighting. But anyway, that's another episode. The thing is, people get triggered when they see people speaking on things because they think their experience is the only experience. The video was about Tatiana Williams, and I feel like families let women fail. I didn't learn a lot of things until I was well into adulthood, and I am 36. I hurried up and tried to leave home as soon as I graduated high school. I graduated when I was 17 because of my birthday or whatever, some shit, I don't know. But I hurried up, and then I met my high school boyfriend. We decided to get married. We were trying to team up together to just do life different, you know? And we were determined to get away from the city that we grew up in because, like I've said before, Gary sucks. It sucks. I'm not judging. Like, I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud of it, but it sucks. It's not a good environment for children. And we were having a child, and we didn't want him growing up there. We immediately took him out of there because hell fuck no. But I hit my head so much because didn't nobody teach me shit. That's not to take accountability off me, but if nobody taught you shit, you have to learn the hard way, right? So when I make posts about families letting their children fail, it's because I'm trying to get to the root of the problem so that we can stop pointing fingers within our circles. Say, well, you got 6 kids, you stupid bitch. Well, I only had 1. Like, I get it, right? I get it. 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 Cool. But if you are a mother, the common denominator is you were duped by a man as well. You let a man ejaculate in you. The sperm met one of your eggs, fertilized in your uterus, and you brought that child here. One child, 50 children. You're a mother, and a man was inside of you as well. Those of you that are not mothers, I still see y'all being freaked out all over the internet. So I'm happy that you're child free. I am so like dead ass for real. And I do believe that women need to stop procreating. We are the womb holders, and I do think we should stop. But if you have one child or 50, if you've been fucking niggas before, if you let one nigga fuck you, you fell for the okie doke as well. You fell for the patriarchy that said that you needed to fuck a man, love a man, be with a man, at least try it. You fucked a man, okay? Okay? Let's get that out the way. Now that we've gotten that out the way, now that we are all adults here, I say that to say, so many people are talking about how they have gone no contact with their parents. A lot of us had boomer parents. I was raised by boomer parents, and I think, was my grandmother's generation a boomer as well? So double boomers raising me? I don't know. I need to look at that. Let me look at that. But I was traumatized as fuck, and nobody taught me nothing unless it was to clean up, because we were the slaves. I had a family member that said that she had one of her children for that reason. So if nobody taught you anything, and out of genuine, natural human emotion, you are seeking love and care from somewhere. A lot of women did seek it from a man. We were duped. We were conned. But we're going to deconstruct that and fix it, right? But we can't fix it if we're pointing fingers. We can't fix it if we're shaming. It's just not going to work. I just told y'all in the last episode, if we still doing that, ain't nobody finna listen. Ain't nobody gonna listen. Everybody's gonna be on defense, because who are you to judge? Who am I to think that my mental, and that's not to say one is better than the other, but if someone wasn't exposed, like, we have to understand that there are different experiences for everybody. I, for whatever reason, said, oh, I need to get the fuck up out of Gary. Some people just don't have that in them. And not in no mean way. I was codependent with my mother as well. People love they families. That's why it's so many layers to it. And that's why I understand it, because you don't want to say, fuck my family. You have fun with them. Y'all play spades. But you know good and fucking well they didn't teach you nothing. And they caused a lot of trauma. And we all have that in common. I said comma. I'm dead. We all have that in common. We're all traumatized. And the sooner we figure that out, the sooner we all kumbaya that shit. Like, bro, you fucked up too. Damn, bro, I'm fucked up too. Like, everybody's always, I've never had my own experience. Our parents really had us, and they should not have been having kids. They should not have been having kids. But if we trying to really end these cycles and these curses, we got to call a spade a spade. That's across the board, but I'm talking to the women, right? Women are the creators. If you don't believe that, then you need to completely remove yourself from my channel, because you're not going to understand what I'm saying anyway. Women are the creators, so we have the power to create whatever we are closest to source, the source that creates. We are the creators. So that means we create and cause this destruction, and we have the power to fix it. If we do not accept each other and understand that we were all lab rats in a system used for other people's gain, it's always going to be all these unnecessary arguments and fights, and we are never going to get anywhere. We're never going to be free. Like, bitches be mad at other bitches for having food stamps. Like, what? I don't even like Peach McIntyre, but I did see like the clips, and I blocked. You know, you block them pages, and you still can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of them. You block them, but they're not going nowhere. Get y'all bags, you know? But Peach had a court thing, and some people showed up and tried to get her how hateful. Like, even bitches I don't like, I just don't talk to them. I just stay away from them. Y'all be ready to destroy someone's life behind the silliest shit, because y'all egos is so fragile. And you always thinking that you one up in the other woman, and you still don't realize that that is because of the patriarchy, because you trying to jump through hoops to look like the best bitch for the pussy off Olympics. That's really all it is. It's the pussy offs. It's the pussy off Olympics. It's always who's got the best pussy. Well, that's all it boils down to. I don't have no kids. I got one. I got three. All mine got the same daddy. Well, I got my pussy good. That's why I got two baby dads. Like, that is my shit. Not gonna hold you. That's my shit. Like, I believe everybody should be able to do what they want to do, but like that shit is rooted in the pussy offs. Shout out to Sexy Red. That's my shit though. The pussy offs is our downfall though. You bitches need to understand that there's more to you than that, and that you need to heal, raise your vibration so that you can reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Cause y'all hoes is judgy. If you've ever popped your pussy, you did it. You was a hoe too. You nasty. You not no virgin. You was fucking. And I'm not talking about people out of being violated, non-consensual. You know what I'm saying. Let's just put that on in there. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about my own story and how not being educated is what can lead to your downfall, and how you just bump your head so much. And I could be honest, I don't care. You can't shame me about shit. I am 36 years old. I think I was getting at this earlier, but I'm gonna bounce around, ride the roller coaster. I was born in 1988. I am 36. I didn't learn a lot of things until I became an adult, like about life in general, just how to take care of myself as an adult woman. I didn't know anything about patriarchy. I didn't know the word patriarchy, I don't think, and like really understood what it meant, like feminism. I didn't know shit about it till Twitter. And started seeing other women tweet about feminist movement. Like, I knew about the feminist movement, the little shit they put in history books, you know, and suffragettes and all that shit. But I did not know nothing about that. The word patriarchy. And I bring that up because, what was this, 2016? I was learning about it before that because Twitter, I was on Twitter in 2011, 2000, was it 2000? It was before that, like 2009, 2010 is when, because I made that Twitter a long time ago. My son was 1, 2, something like that. And I learned so much from other people, what books to read, what authors, what radical feminist authors to read, bell hooks, Sada, all of that shit like that. Like, I didn't know nothing about none of that stuff until I became an adult, until I had my own phone line and got on Twitter, right? And I'm bringing the patriarchy topic up because one of my cousins passed away and we all drove up there for a funeral, and I'll never forget it. Because like I've said before, neurodivergent. So I put stuff together. I've put stuff together later because I've sat to myself and reflected anyway. But the funeral, we all stayed at the same hotel. And on the TV, we were watching The Princess and the Frog. I think that's the one with Tiana. And on The Princess and the Frog, something was happening, and I said, I was like, that's patriarchy. I said it just like that. I said patriarchy. And this is not the first time I've mispronounced stuff, but because I had nobody to talk about patriarchy with as well, right? So nobody had corrected me on how to pronounce the word. I was just reading it on Twitter, reading it in books. So I was reading it and not saying it, so I didn't pronounce it properly. So I said patriarchy. And my aunt, she was like, what'd you say? I said patriarchy. And she laughed, and my grandma, like, they laugh. And I'm like, what? They like nothing? Like, they just laugh, right? And I just shrugged it off, and I shrugged it off because they've done that all my life. I've always been the joke. I'm speaking from my experience, but and that's everybody in the family. They make jokes, they bully each other, they talk shit about each other. So you just get used to it. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But then like years later, I don't know, I forgot, like I learned the pronunciation of the word. And then that came back and that clicked as a part of my healing journey. I was thinking about something like, that bitch knew how to pronounce the word, knew I was not pronouncing the word properly. And instead of saying something, talking to me about, and then mind you, my auntie is college educated, very highly decorated individual, very powerful, highly decorated individual woman. But instead of just correcting me, she just was a bitch. And everybody, they've just been mean bitches. And I don't care. That's bitchy to me. That's mean. To make fun of somebody instead of just helping them and telling them. Like, that's some shit like letting a bitch walk around, bleed through her pants on her period and don't say nothing. Or somebody got a booger in their nose and you don't say, hey, here's a Kleenex, there's a booger hanging out your nose. Like, why are motherfuckers scared to say that to somebody? Why are people mean to people who just aren't educated and just don't know certain stuff or just mispronounce a word? Like, who said, I know what patriarchy is, right? But just because I pronounce it patriarchy, does it make me less knowledgeable on the topic? No, I didn't think so. Know what the fuck I'm talking about? I just said patriarchy, bitch. I had to throw that in there. But that's for anybody. I hate the pronunciation police. Shame. It all goes back to shame. Hold on. Let me do my Lil Wayne. It all goes back to shame. It all goes back to women being judgy mean girls and trying to establish these hierarchies because women are fighting over resources. It's the pussy offs and bitches is trying to fight over resources. But if we started really seeing that the white man is the problem, the oppressor, the patriarchy is the problem, the sooner we can get shit done around here and realize that my fellow sister is not my problem. And so that story about my aunt is, and it made me, the video I made was because I feel like when you're not educated or protected as a young black woman, a black girl, you tend to have to learn the hard way. We're not protected. We're not taught. Little black girls can't even be born without somebody already perceiving her to have an attitude. Right? Like, I just be wanting us to be realistic. So I feel like we need to have more grace extended for one another because everybody going through it. And I know that going through the awakening process, like I was talking about earlier, it's hard sitting in that dark shadow. Like, sitting there doing that shadow work is dark. You have to go through the dark to go to the light. And it's scary, and you need other people that understand, that want to help you. Not hold your hand as in coddle you, but hold your hand like, I see you, sister. I see you when you went through that, and I see you going through the purging and the deconstructing of everything you ever knew, and I'm here with you, and we gonna do this together. Because that's all it is the deconstructing of everything you ever knew. So many women don't even realize that they are wrapped up in these toxic family cycles. They don't want to leave. Don't nobody want to say, excuse me. Don't nobody want to say, I don't want to talk to my mom no more. People don't want to say, fuck grandma, fuck her, fuck my family, fuck the uncle. People want the family dynamics, whereas everybody's just happy, go lucky, and having fun and shit like that. That's what that's why they try to keep up the facade. But if that shit ain't really happy and everybody's really miserable, making each other miserable, and it's just not teaching you breed all these individuals that don't know shit about shit. And then it's just spreading misinformation and don't know shit about shit, or withholding information. Because a lot of family, like, people go off and they do educate themselves, but then y'all withhold it and don't teach nobody else. You use it to look down upon one another. That's why I feel like everybody was so geeked up to, like, with Human Talk, and then everybody tried to develop sororities and fraternities, AI. What the fuck? Y'all thirsty to have y'all thirsty to have rank. Y'all thirsty to have rank. Y'all want rank so bad. Have rank for yourself. Y'all niggas lame, y'all weird, and that's why y'all need to sit with yourself so you can love yourself, so you can stop seeking it from other people. That way we can have real conversations, because you secure enough within yourself to know that other motherfuckers just, they ain't got it yet. So I got it. Let me help somebody instead of, like, you mean bitch. I don't know, y'all. I'm a Sagittarius. And I'm not saying that to justify me calling you a mean bitch. Y'all some mean bitches. And I'm going to say it. That's all I have to say about that. So if you are a woman, especially if you're deconstructing, because this is not just a divorce breakup planner, this is a deconstruction planner. You're going through a breakup, especially with the time, this is 2025. Y'all see what the fuck is going on in the world, right? Right? I'm calling spade a spade, right? And you are deconstructing and unlearning everything you knew and starting over. This journal helps you get that shit out because you got to dig deep. These journal prompts are very personal to me and my healing journey. And I wanted to share them with other women that are trying to do the same, have been through similar situations. The name of it is What the Fuck Do I Do Now? And the link is in the bio, in the description. It's at Deauxmane.com, DEAUXMANE.com. And if you use the coupon code LAUNCH, you get $5 off. It's $22.22, so it'll be $17.22. The point is, I like, there's work that has to be done. Everybody, after the election, everybody's like, the black women, black women were like, women, everybody like, we done, we don't have nothing, we ain't got nothing to do with this. No, if you got kids, you do. Like, you don't have to put your nose in the outside. Everybody has their place in the revolution. Everybody has their place in change making. Everybody has their place. But there's work to be done. If you have kids and you see this world as it is now, and you feel like you don't have nothing to do, and you struggling, like eggs is $12, then you got work to do. I don't give a fuck. And you need to do it, boo. And I'm here to help you do it. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of God's Domain Podcast. See you next time. We will win.